So the little Yaris. I really don't know what to do with the little Yaris. I'll tell you why it's here. And that was a couple of weeks ago. Jack and I were working at home. I don't honestly know what kick-started the conversation. I think it was about, it went along the lines of you've got too many cars, Dad. I think that's where it started with Jack. And we're up in the workshops behind the house, and I think that's what kick-started the conversation. It was like, do you think you got too many cars, Dad? And I was like, initially I was no, and then I thought he's probably right. We have really. So just then, just at a spur of the moment thing, I said, yeah, you're probably right. And I said, I haven't used that Cortina for over a year. That can go, which has since been sold. I haven't used the Astra for over a year. Lovely little car. Can't really keep them all, I suppose. That can go. Jack's just gone into the next level of Escort that we've got. So he's just gone from running a Pinto car to running a BD car, which was going to happen. We were going to wait until next season, but we thought, well, I thought, to be fair, I thought there's no point in him starting the new season with a new car, you know, different drive, different everything. You better do a couple of events this season ready for next year when off you go. So that's what kick-started that. It's probably a good job as well, because there's loads of alterations he wants to make. The engine's been out, the gearbox has been out, the diff's been out, and we're in the middle of putting it all back together again. And then we looked round and the little Yaris was there, which I use probably once every 2 or 3 months. A lovely little car. It's not really the sort of thing you want to go out in for a relaxing Sunday drive, which is what I have been doing, just for an excuse to use it, because they're a sports car and they're a bumpy car, and they were built for a purpose, obviously, which we've witnessed now with the Yaris rally cars coming on the scene and doing very well. So there was a reason behind the manufacture of these little GRs, obviously in limited numbers, and for that purpose, I think they're great. So I've been going out on a Sunday in it occasionally, where in having a bumpy, loads of traffic, isn't there, on a Sunday going on, and you think, do you know what, I should have just gone out in something a lot easier, the old Audi estate car or something or other. So that's why the Yaris came on the radar. So I said, yeah, do you know what, I suppose you're right, it's tying up a bit of money, the Yaris can go. I've been like that ever since. I have. I like the little car. It's got a few nice upgrades on it. It's an absolute flying machine. It's a great bit of fun when you're in the right headspace, the right time, the right day, whatever it might be. In actual fact, I booked it in with our graphics people about 6 or 8 weeks ago to have our livery and everything put on it. And they've messaged me this morning to say, are we still doing the Yaris? And I am still like that. And I was going to have our livery on, you know, our gold and our green livery and all the rest of it, just like we have with the R5s and the Escorts and everything else, and use it as a bit of a sort of a demo-y type car. We're going to Knockhill this weekend, so it would have been great for that. And then I thought I might go the extra mile, and I put the R5 body kit on and make it look like one of those cars. Obviously a fraction of the cost. They're £250,000, those cars. And I really am. I don't know what to do. I'll have to make a decision sharpish, because the auction is coming up. The auction's in about 10 days, is it 2 weeks or something? So I'll have to decide sharpish, but I genuinely am, because I love the little car. It's a great little car. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's got the upgrades on that I wanted, intercooler, exhaust, and so on and so forth. A little bit of extra mapping. It ticks all the boxes. It's brilliant, and they're bulletproof. Absolutely bulletproof little car. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Have I said I don't know enough? I'm not sure. So we'll wait and see. But these are absolutely great. Great little car. Brilliant for what they were designed for. Super fun. Sound fantastic, obviously, because they're 3-cylinder. So 3-cylinder turbocharged. Anything with an odd cylinder, 3-cylinder, 5-cylinder, has a exhaust note like no other. So I'm not sure. We'll see. But they're a brilliant little thing. They've just brought out a new model. They've realised that they're onto something. They made a limited number of these in this model, and they sold out. So they just brought out a new model, and they priced it considerably higher than they did these. So, Future Classic. We touched on Future Classics earlier on, didn't we? We did a little video with a walk around. Future Classic, and Dad was saying maybe the little MR2s over there are. There's a big argument to say we're looking at one here as well. So we'll see how we go. These are brilliant, these are, Max. Yeah, absolutely, so much fun, honestly. They really are. They've made a fantastic little car. And when you think, they weren't mega money, they were, I think they're sort of like mid to late 30s, I think, when they came out. Which, when you work out how much you were having to pay for, you know, a Sierra Cosworth or whatever it might be back in the day, very, very. I think they must have lost money on every car. They must have done a little bit like Mini. You know, Ford took a Mini and sort of dissected it, didn't they? And worked out that they were losing £50 per car back in the day. They must have lost money on these, which is probably why the new model has jumped up in price. Not only because of the popularity, but I'm sure they've done an exercise and thought, hang on, we're not going to lose any more money on these little things. So they're absolutely brilliant. Oh, hang on a minute. Tell you what, some proper songs though, isn't it? I'm Every Woman coming on there on my Bluetooth. Look at that. You want to see my Bluetooth list, honestly. My, what's it called? Spotify list. Yeah. So, you know, great little car. Absolutely brilliant. Not killed with miles. 29,000 miles on this one. And yeah, just great fun. So I'm possibly going to put this into our livery, I think. If it doesn't, if it finds a new home, that's probably the best way, is to let the sale decide for me, I suppose. And if it finds a new home on auction day, then fair be it. If it doesn't find a new home on auction day, I think that's what I'll say to my vinyl team. I think that's what I'll say. If it finds a new home, then great, it goes. If it doesn't find a new home, then we'll, at very least, we'll do some wrapping with it, or I might go the extra mile and put that body kit on and make it look like, you know, something quite special, which will be great for when we go out with the roadshow with the trailer and the rally cars and put a bit of a display on, because the actual rally cars are just coming onto the scene now, and they're making quite an impact in the rally world. So I think it would be quite up to date, you know, it'd be really, you know, the latest thing, especially if I went to the extremes of having a nice roll cage fitted and made it look the part. Yeah. So I think the thing to do is to let the sale decide for me, and then we'll go from there.